Alright, so I'd like to talk about one more thing while I have this inspiration to speak. And that is... what is it? I don't even remember. Oh! Life is a mirror, but it's only going to be an incredibly useful one. It's only going to be a positive mirror if you yourself are reverberating or experiencing the positivity within your life. Right? There's things in life that will show you your internal experience as a symbol of your internal experience, right? We go to the things around us that match ourselves. And now the more authentic we become with ourselves, the more authentic the world around us is going to shape to us. The more authentic, the people you're going to actually enjoy, they're going to come about into your life because you want them to. You're going to go search for them, or they're going to find you, whatever it's going to be. Like, law of attraction doesn't really matter. You're going to find your authenticity, right? So life is a mirror. Now there's a thing that is tricky with a mirror. Mirrors are backwards. Mirrors, our eyes are flipped upside down. Mirrors, when you look into a mirror, it's a flipped image. So the mirror of life can be tricky, right? And the only way to get past that is to become aware of the self. To become aware of the completeness of yourself. And as you become aware, the things that are not of your nature stick out like a fucking piece of humanity within nature, right? Nature looks complete. You see all of this, and then you see this fucking thing hanging right there, and you see that big ass pole, right? When you're authentic in your life, everything that is not authentic to you, anything that doesn't serve you best, is gonna stick out like a fucking sore eye. And so life can become extremely useful if you provide life with your authenticity. Now, if you're confused, life is gonna be confusing. The experiences that you have are going to bring about confusion in your life. It's simple. One results in another. The experience of your life is the experience of your life, right? You can't avoid it. You can't say, oh, I'm an unhappy person, and go about seeing other people in a non-unhappy way. You can't do that. If you're unhappy, you're going to see things in an unhappy way. And that's the reality of life. And that's what people get caught up in. You know, some people think like, it's an avoidant actuality to start focusing on positivity in life. It's not avoidant at all. It's just a different reality. Now, everything we can see. Look at this. I will show you something. Now, this is an example. It's not something, crazy, but this rock, these rocks sitting right there, the positive reality is, wow, those rocks are giving me some guidance to not, go off the trail. On the other hand, the negative reality is, wow, those fuckers dug up earth and just put them there. Why'd they do that? I don't like that, We can see good and bad in everything. It's just a relative spectrum to ourselves. So when you become your positive to yourself, when you become your authentic person, life becomes authentic around you. And so the mirror can be read, and you can know things about yourself outside of yourself as a mirror into yourself. It's like, oh wow, that's actually there. Oh, that's interesting, People will not be useless to you. Less useful. People aren't gonna be assholes, right? When you are authentic, your life becomes perfect to you. You become happy, you become at peace, because life around you is what you want. So I don't get it. When people are so stuck in struggled moments or surrounded by stupid fuckers, let's just put it that way, why are you still experiencing it? Why? You don't have to. There's something within you that you are not accepting, or there's something that you don't want to move past to allow those people to leave your life. We're not meant to be stuck with each other at all times. And you don't need things. If you were a friend at one point, you don't need to be a friend continuously. You don't need to stay updated in somebody's life. You don't need that shit. All you really need, I'm gonna say that differently. I think all you should really want is your own authenticity. And it's my subjective opinion, because as I've become more authentic, I've found love in my life. I found peace. I found happiness. I found joy, you know? And it's completely not like society. I dropped out of college, you know? But I'm fucking happy. I studied Indian classical music in America. Who the fuck does that? Who translates, what is it called? Who transposes Indian classical music onto a fucking guitar while I didn't even know that was possible, right? Who does that? Well, I do. This fucking thing. This person does it. And that gave me joy and peace and love and happiness. And I'm not one to question my own nature. I'm not one to say, why the fuck am I here? I don't like why the fuck I'm here, you know? Who are you to say why, you know, to hate why the fuck you're here? You're here and you're stuck in this body, so you might as well just accept it, you know? You might as well start living your authenticity and fucking what all other people's definitions are, you know? You don't need what society thinks you should need. You need what you need, right? You don't need the main framework. You need what you need, your life. Life is different, completely different from society. Society is a result of a piece of life. Life is wholeness. And as you become your wholeness, life will shine back to you in its wholeness. And, you know, again, happiness, peace, joy, purity, constant purity, constant. You can live constant perfection. You can live constant love. You can live constant joy if you accept it. What are you not accepting that is preventing you from experiencing what you want? There is something there. And so look at your life. Observe it. Observe it. Simple, simple. The most simple thing you can do in life provides the most wisdom. Observation. Awareness. Awareness. Spaciousness between the act of doing and the consciousness. Consciousness. That's what awareness is. Awareness is a stepping back with no definition, just presence. Just presence. Things start to stick out at you. Again, like I said, a sore eye. Manufactured human structure within nature is obvious. You notice that something isn't right here. And we are nature. We are made up of nature, and we are a piece of the wholesome puzzle of nature. And so everything about our nature that isn't our nature sticks out like a sore eye, right? Just by observation, just by awareness. And when things start to stick out like a sore eye and you realize it shouldn't be there within your nature, don't experience it. Don't keep living it. Start allowing them to leave. Put yourself in new situations in life for which your nature matches it, right? And life becomes perfection. It's not that difficult. Now the path getting there takes time, because that's what this reality is. That's what this actuality is. There is a succession of experience for which one piece of a moment is followed by another. And that's what we have to do, you know? We just keep going. But each moment can become more and more and more and more and more perfect. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to work towards their perfection? Who doesn't want to work towards their happiness? Who doesn't want to work towards love? I think that's everyone's passion, right? But we all have these ideas about society that we have to be a certain way, that we have to function a certain way, that we have to be a certain part, that perhaps if I'm rather intelligent, I should do something in science because, well, intelligence leads to fucking cleverness, and that might be useful to make human structure. Well, that's not what made me happy. That's not what makes me happy, right? So I said, fuck that. And I wanted to go towards my happiness, and I accepted the uncertainty. Life is fucking uncertain. Oh my god. There's little mini icebergs floating down this river. I didn't expect that. Well, perhaps I did, but I could never know the completeness of what the frequency of these icebergs, you know? You can't know. There is complete uncertainty within life. And it's just an illusion within our head to think that we can be certain, right? If you think you're certain, I bet you, if you are a certain person, a lot of shit has happened to you that has blown you fucking like, wow, how the fuck did that happen? That shouldn't have happened, you know? Life is a balanced mechanism. And so if you are out of balance in one way, it's going to push back at you. It's going to rebound in your experience. And you're going to start, it's going to give you the opportunity to start being in balance. Right? It's a simple, reasonable experience. Things being in balance. If you are pushing yourself out of balance, it's going to give you experience to say, hey, consider this one. You know, it's going to start pushing back at you and say, hey, you might need to do something. So just be aware, and you'll have all the answers in your life that you need. You don't need every single answer, though. There's might be an idea within the mind of ourselves that says, ooh, if we want to be able to do anything, we need to know everything. No, you don't need to know why the fuck a 10-year-old person across the world just tripped and stubbed their toe. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. You just need to know what's in front of you and what is you. All you need to know is your nature, and that is right here. It's right in front of us. Observe. Awareness. It's easy. It is easy. Life brings about its combatants, its combat to your imbalance. Sure, that might be a challenge. Doesn't have to be a struggle, but it'll be a challenge. But you move towards it, and kaboom, everyone is happy, and you're happy. Life is happy. The nature around you matches your nature, and there's joy, peace, and love. And with that, I hope you find yourself, your peace and love and joy. And I hope you can just be aware and give yourself the space to find what you truly love. I think that's what we are here for. We are here to find our harmony, right? We're here to create heaven on earth. We're in this purgatory state of just scrambled what the fuck is going on, right? Are we going to experience hell? Or are we going to experience heaven? Well, we have the choice. So we might as well become our authentic nature and experience heaven on earth. Why not? Right? We can. And the tools are right here. The tools are right here. Everyone has the toolbox. You don't need other people's toolboxes. You don't need that shit. All you need is yourself. The answers are there. So I encourage you, become aware. And sit in your presence, and you will become perfection.